What's up, you bunch of fucking idiots? I have made a real video. I know, astounding. I couldn't think of anything, but last night while I was in bed, I thought about this in great detail. So I'm gonna go and rank every starter Pokemon. And this isn't my list, I didn't make this, so we've got Pikachu, Eevee, Umbreon, blah blah blah, and the Megas. I'm not counting these. These aren't starters. These are the starters. These are the ones we're here for. So, this might be a two-parter because I might go too in-depth. If it is, I'll just upload them at the same time, probably. Yeah, so I'm just curious. And I'm not going to edit it, you know? I'm not going to edit it, I'm just going to put some music in the background, probably. Hopefully. It'd be boring as shit otherwise. But, so I'm not going to edit this. You get to see all my search bar. It's purple, and that's all that's in it. And I apologise if any massive ads appear on screen. Ignoring that. But yeah, I'm going to go through them, I'm going to rank them, and I want to hear your opinions on how much you hate me because I've said this thing, because I dissed your favourite guy or something. Let's get him out of here, and him out of here, and also him. I didn't realise they were still there. But yeah, let's get started with Bulbasaur, a classic. He's iconic. You cannot dislike Bulbasaur, and if you do, I don't count your opinion as fact. Bulbasaur is, I think, probably the best thing they could have put at the beginning of the decks. It's one of the greatest options ever, and one of the hardest choices because it's part of Kanto. But Bulbasaur's a legend. He's iconic, he's cute. I think he's a great example of what a Pokemon should be. He's a Bulbasaur. He's as he should be. I think A tier for Bulbasaur. Ivysaur. Ivysaur is a brilliant showing of the whole evolution design. He is Bulbasaur, but slightly bigger. It's a different colour, but we ignore that with Bulbasaur, he does it all the time. And with his plant slowly coming out. And with what looks like Ivysaur. A brilliant example of what evolution should be, and not ugly like most middle stages tend to be, so big ups for Ivysaur. A tier, Venusaur, the first fully evolved starter. He is amazing. The perfect culmination of these two and their evolution. The flower has sprouted, the leaves have gotten bigger, the frog is massive, and he looks beastly. He's big, he's intimidating, he's what he's meant to be. I think Venusaur is the best possible choice of design. I think this is what it should have been, and if it ever changed, I don't think it would work as well. So again, A tier for the entire Bulbasaur line. I love them. Charmander. Now this is where I might start getting opinions in the comments. I don't like Charmander that much. I was always biased against the fire types, just because I just didn't like them as that much. I never got along with fire types. But Charmander, I have my reasons. The Bulbasaur's head is so big you couldn't mistake it for a human's, and Squirtle's is so round you couldn't mistake it for a human's, but Charmander kind of looks like a bald child, and I don't like that very much. Also, the choice to have it have fingers and not claws. I know claws would probably be too much for a starter Pokemon, like the first stage, but I mean Bulbasaur has claws. They're little, but I think that's what they should have done with Charmander. So, combining its kind of plain design, it's just a lizard with a fire on its tail, and the fact that I hate that it looks like a bald baby with no fingers, C tier for Charmander. Now Charmeleon is what Charmander should be. It's a good progression on Charmander, but it's got the claws, it's got the slightly less human head, it's got the little horn. I think Charmeleon is, spoiler alert, the best of the Charmander line. I think it's a perfect choice. So, A tier for Charmeleon, which I didn't even realise I would put him there until I thought about it heavy last night. Charizard. Everyone's got a bit of bias towards Charizard in their own way. I don't like Charizard that much. Maybe it's because of the whole Charmander line relation, maybe it's because he's overloved, maybe I'm biased like that, but I can appreciate it's a pretty cool dragon. Its head shape, good head shape. I like from the no horns to the one horn to the two horns. I like that, that's good. The wings are a good design. I don't particularly agree with the colour choice of orange and blue, but I like the design of the wings. It's a nice bat shape, you know, it makes it look more fearsome. But other than that, Charizard, I mean, he's just a bit fat. That's not a bad thing. Blastoise and Venusaur are chunky. They are big boys. but Charizard doesn't work well with it because of his tiny arms and thin neck. I think they should have shaped him out a bit more, and I know he's not on this list, but I think Mega Charizard Y is perfect Charizard. I think that's what he should be. So I'm gonna, for the sake of everyone's sanity, I'm not going to put him as high as some people would usually put him, and I'm not going to put him as low as I would put him. I'm just going to put him in the centre, and we're all just going to agree to forget that I even said any of this. Squirtle. I love Squirtle. Every time my first playthrough of Kanto, I picked Squirtle. He's an absolute legend in my eyes, and he's such an iconic Pokemon. But, much like with Charmander, I think it's a bit of a simple design. I know that obviously they are quite simple because they're starters, but as you can see, throughout the generations, the starters have gotten a bit more busy, they've gotten a bit more complicated, just because Pokemon has evolved as a franchise, but Squirtle is stuck as being just a turtle with a tail. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's adorable. He's as he should be. And I think if it did change, I wouldn't agree with it as much, but I don't think it's an amazing design fully. I love the face. I love the tiny hands. I think just it's a bit plain. But Squirtle is beloved, and for that reason, he's going to go in B tier. A solid tier all around. War Turtle. I love War Turtle. I love the little blue blushy parts. I love the blue that they picked for him. I love the design. I love the wing ears. I love the tail. I love that he's got claws. He's obviously evolving. He's got the fangs. He looks more angry, but he's still cute, right? But his design makes sense if you look into what it's inspired off of, and I don't remember what it's inspired by, but it makes sense if you read it, and its dex entries give reasons for this, right? But does it look like Squirtle evolves into War Turtle into Blastoise? No, obviously not. I think what War Turtle should have been is lose the wing ears, put ears slightly like Blastoise's, get rid of the tail, put a tail kind of like a mix between Squirtle and Blastoise, and then give him tiny guns, little itty bitty guns. Don't make him Mega Blastoise guns. Give him like the same guns as Blastoise, but split it in down the middle. Make him double barreled, but make them smaller. I think that would be a good design choice. But as he is, I think War Turtle, good design, just shouldn't be part of the Squirtle line. I think it was a wasted opportunity. I think they could have made another water turtle Pokemon with that design, and it would have worked perfectly. Blastoise. I love me a Blastoise. I think he's the coolest idea of all of these. I mean, a frog with plant doesn't sound cool, but it is up there. It is cool. Charizard, I mean, is a wing, is a dragon that shoots fire. Where's that in media? Everywhere. Blastoise. They got a tortoise, and they made him a tank. Literally. I love that. Tortoise, tank. But Blastoise is a legend. I love him. He's iconic. But is he as good as Venusaur design-wise and in purpose? No. I think Blastoise is a really good design, but I think for a fully evolved Pokemon, he is quite bland. I mean, even Charizard's got a bit going on, but all he's got is he is literally a tortoise with guns on his back. That is the only design difference from him and Squirtle and the tail, I guess. But yeah, I think Blastoise could do with a bit more. I think if they made him look like Mega Blastoise, but without the hand guns, I think that would have been better. Just, make the gun massive. But as it stands, B for Blastoise and C for Charmander. See, we've got a theme going on here. Chikorita. I think Chikorita's got a bad rep. It's got a bad rep because in Gen 2 they made all the gyms that weren't in Gen 1, or at least they made most of them. You could not have a repeat gym, and all the gyms that were bad against grass were in Gen 1. So Chikorita had no super effective gym battles, which has really affected its performance. And definitely not the speedrun Pokemon of choice, I don't think. I hope not. But I don't hate Chikorita, I just don't like the neck. The neck doesn't work. Bayleaf, Meganium, good neck thing going on here. Chikorita, no neck. It's like a pear that's bent at 90 degrees. I don't like it. I think Chikorita needs a major design overhaul, but it's not a bad Pokemon, so it's going in C tier for the sake of it. Actually, you know what? B tier, because I think it is overhated. Bayleaf, S tier. I'm not arguing with anyone here. If you disagree, you're wrong, objectively wrong, but I consider you wrong. Bayleaf, brilliant colour on the skin. I love the beigey tan that they've got going on, mixed with the green of the plants. I know that around its neck is like spices to make you feel better or something, I don't know. But this head leaf blade, a phenomenal design choice, and I hate that it doesn't carry through on a Meganium. I really think this is one of the greatest designs of all middle stage evolution Pokemon. It is just phenomenally well done. And it's adorable with the mix of being pretty cool. Now Meganium. Meganium, much like Chikorita, gets a lot of the hate for being the Johto starter that you shouldn't pick if you want to save your sanity. But, I mean, if we ignore all that, it's a good design. It's a fun design. I love the Apatosaurus. The antenna, while it's not as cool as the Leaf Blade, are still cute. And the flower's adorable. It's a big dinosaur. You can't hate a big dinosaur because Pokemon, what it comes down to is big dinosaurs, really. So I think Meganium is a B tier Pokemon. Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil. I've only recently started to come around to Cyndaquil. He's a little legend. He's really cute. I love the fact that they all look like badgers, but I don't know if they're based off badgers. I've just been assuming they're based off badgers because they look like them. But Cyndaquil, it's adorable. It's an amazing design. I think Cyndaquil's an A tier. You know, I'm going to give it to him. I think if without the fire, if we're talking 3D model Cyndaquil, get that shit out of here. D tier for that. But the sprite Cyndaquil, Heart Gold Soul Silver specifically, this boy goes A tier. Quilava. There's something about Quilava that I don't quite like. I don't know whether it's because he goes from one flame on his ass and he goes to 2 flames and then it switches to neck. Maybe it's just because of the consistency lacking here, but something about it is off. Also, I just don't like how he stands. In the 3D games, the way he stands is unacceptable to me. And in the 2D games, I prefer if he stood up, but usually he's on all fours. When he's on all fours, get him out of here. So I'm going to say C tier for Quilava. This is not hate. Quilava's still cool. I just think its design is a bit off somewhere. Typhlosion. Typhlosion is A tier, and if I put it anywhere else other than S, I would get shouted at. But it is cool. It's a fucking volcano badger. I mean, it would kill the shit out of you in real life, but look at it. The flaming neck, awesome. The aggression, awesome. When it's got a dynamic pose as well, awesome. When it's a 3D model, D tier. In fact, off-screen tier. Get rid of it. But as it stands, I think that's an A tier Pokemon. Well designed. Loved by most, I'd say. Totodile. A tier. This might be entirely biased, but I think it's got the perfect amount of cute and busyness. It's not quite as plain as Squirtle or Charmander. It's quite busy. It's got the fangs, it's got the eyes, it's got the tiny hands, the yellow stripe, the spikes up the back. I think it's a good amount of busy, right, for a starter Pokemon at least. Also, it's adorable. When it closes its mouth, adorable. Anime, adorable. Crocodile. It's a stinker. I love the Totodile line, but Crocodile is just a big stinker. Look at it. Why'd they make it look like Barney Rubble? I don't know. It's a caveman. Why'd they make... It's so stupid. Also, this part of the outfit not connecting, I hate it forever. Also, its mouth. I know it serves a purpose, but Jesus Christ. He needs to go to a dentist, and I'm fucking English. Go to a dentist, man. I like the Mohawk, though. Mohawk's classic. A Feraligatr, S tier. I would kill for this 7'7" gator boy. He's got the perfect amount of badass, and also he has absolutely no thoughts behind his eyeballs. He is the perfect final evolution for a Totodile. I think Crocodile is okay, but I think it could do some changes. Mostly this stupid fucking caveman garb. Get rid of it. But it's got the awesome spikes. It's got the yellow stripe still. It's just on its dick for some reason. It's got the big crocodile mouth. It looks like an idiot, and it's got the scary claws. Also, it's massive. And as its back sprite has told us, it's got fucking cheeks. So S tier for Feraligatr. Treecko. I'm gonna say C tier for Treecko. I don't hate Treecko, okay? Gen 3 is my favorite gen. I love every Gen 3 starter, right? But I'm going to have to put it in C tier because of a few major things. I know it's based off a gecko, and I know geckos have the little rounded tootsies and face and whatever, but I just don't like its nose and toes. I'm just not into it. I think the red underbelly compared to the green is actually pretty good, but I think the rounded tootsies, not for me. Also, the tail's a bit off, but that's not really up to me to decide, even though I'm doing it right now. Get over it. Grovyle. S tier. Grovyle, Bayleaf, absolutely fucking peak middle stage evolution designs, they are legends. I think it carries over what Treecko had and makes it better. It adds the leaves. You know, Treecko, it's a grass type, but really only because it's green. If it was blue, you'd be like, well, that's a water type. But Grovyle, unmistakingly a grass type. It turns the little bulbous stuff into hooks, and that's much cooler. Its mouth becomes a little, from being a little ball sack, it becomes a hook. I think hooking things becomes better, like how I like putting claws on fingers instead of making them nubs. But Grovyle, absolutely love it. I think the long hair piece was a good choice. The wrist leaves, I think that evolving on Sceptile is a good idea. The tail starting to come out, but be better than this, whatever this is. I think it's a very good design. And Sceptile himself, he falls short of what Grovyle promised. I think it is a B tier because the balls on its back, don't really get it. The tree tail, I understand that that's kind of its thing, but I don't really like it. I don't like it. The wrist blade's good. The fact that it's not just got fingers, it's got hooks, it's got claws. I think the face is probably the best thing here. I think the face is an upgrade over Grovyle, but I think everything below the face is either the exactly same opinion or it's worse. But I kind of am confused about why they turned it from red body to red body with green stripe to green body with red stripe. But at least it kept the chin, right? The chin is what matters here. Moving on, Torchic, A tier. You can't really hate Torchic, can you? I mean, it's got the tiny little wings. It's got the tiny wings. It's got no arms. The way it runs and its animations and like Pokemon Go and when it's attacking and stuff, that's adorable. Torchic is cute. It is objectively cute. I like the beak. I like the thoughtless eyes. I like the big feet that baby chickens have. I think the head feathers are what gives it away as a fire type if it wasn't already orange, but I think the head feathers are a really good choice. I think overall Torchic is an A tier. Combusken, D tier. It's a dick and balls. I don't hate Combusken, just why is it straight up a cock and 2 veg? I don't like it. It needs to be removed. Blaziken, however, where do I put Blaziken? I'm struggling between 2 places because it is not below or on B tier. This dude is abnormally good. I think, you know what? S tier for Blaziken. I think Blaziken's S tier for one reason. It is exactly human shaped and size, and yet it's the least human-y human I've ever seen. It's odd, right? Because there are some Pokemon that look like humans, you know, Mr. Mimes, you got your Jinxes, you got your fucking Incineroars down there, but I think Blaziken still looks like a chicken. I think it's a perfect design that makes it not look as human as its shape would let you think. I think the fact that its feet are not visible, like they're covered by its fur, I think that's a good choice. I think its arms being their massive claws, like eagle talons, that's good as hell. The head crest, that little red V, love it. The beak turns into a hook, gotta love that. And its hair doesn't look like hair, it looks like, you know, obviously like an extension of the crest. It's very good. So I think S tier for Blaziken. I'm not going to explain myself because I don't need to. If you watch my Mudkip Pokemon fights, you'll probably understand. But I love Mudkip. Cutest Pokemon ever. Fucking look at that. Idiot. He looks like an idiot. And I love that. I love people that look like idiots. The orange massive cheeks with the spikies. We love a little axolotl. We love a mud skipper. The tail, good tail. It's the perfect amount of busy. The head fin makes it impossible to draw. That's a little bastard, but it's still cute. It adds to the cuteness. Also, the anime. It just says Mudkip. What's not to love? Now I know what you're thinking. Marshtomp. Well, Marshtomp's a stinker, you're saying. Wrong. Marshtomp is A tier, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Marshtomp is a good evolution. It is slowly transforming into a Swampert. I think it's the best way to go from Mudkip to Swampert. I think Marshtomp is a perfect middle ground. Obviously its cheeks have gone into 1, its tails have gone into 2, but they've started to get that the darkness part of it. Like the head fin, that's gone the same darkness as Swampert's. I think it's a good start, you know. I think there are some things I would change. The soulless, unblinking eyes might be a good start, but sometimes that works for it. And now we all know why it's called S tier, because it's Swampert's tier. Swampert is the best Pokemon of all. I love Swampert. It's my first actual Pokemon partner. It wasn't my favourite until I discovered Pokemon, because that was Haunter for some reason. But Swampert, legend, absolute legend. Breezes through Hoenn. If you're playing a Hoenn game with Swampert, it's like the opposite experience of having a Chikorita. You don't need another Pokemon. In fact, it's incompletely possible to solo it with Swampert. Alpha Red proved so. So yeah, get over it. Swampert is still the Pokemon with the highest base stat total as well, by 1 point, but 1 point's all you need. Turtwig. I think Turtwig is... where is he? You know what? I'm going to leave him down here and I'm going to discuss it and I'll formulate my opinion afterwards. Turtwig he's very cool, right? He's cute, he's adorable, and Turtle Twig. The name makes sense, right? And also he's got the little twig coming out of his head with the sprouting leaves. I like the chin. I like the jaw being a different colour. I like the hooked mouth, obviously. I own a tortoise. His name is Sheldon with 2 L's because I'm funny like that. But Turtwig's a great design. I think Turtwig is a much beloved starter, and he's my personal favourite of the Gen 4 bunch. But yeah, Turtwig, you know what, Turtwig? He gets an A tier for that. He gets an A tier. Look at him. His feet make him look like a pinata, but he's A tier. Grottle, Stinker, why'd they do that? Why have they gotten 3 perfect Pokemon and then fucking ruined their middle evolution? I don't know. This is why Bayleaf and Grovyle and Ivysaur are so fucking sick. Look at them. These are awful. These are not how it's meant to be. Grottle is bad because why does its shell go onto its head? Why does it go onto its tail like that? Why does it grow bushes instead of, like, where did Turtwig's head twig go? What's going on? It loses everything. All it keeps is the yellow around the feet and it turns them into boots. I'm just not a fan of Grottle. It's got a good shiny though. Good shiny. Torterra, S tier. You can't. Torterra is based off the world turtle. It's got the fucking massive cheek spikes. It's got a tree growing on its back and it looks fucking huge. It's enormous. It's like 7'11" or something. I don't remember, but it's huge. It's intimidating. It's the perfect end to Turtwig. I think this is a great design. I love Torterra and would kill for him. Chimchar. Unpopular opinion. I don't like Chimchar. I've seen monkeys, baby monkeys. I've seen baby monkeys. They're cute. Chimchar is not cute. He is disproportionately weird. His head is enormous and his ears are gigantic, but its body is so small and the way it holds itself, I don't like it. Also, its flame just being on its ass, not really being a tail. Like, I can give Charmander and Charizard and Charmeleon this. Their flame is at least on their tail and not just on their ass. Like, you know, Cyndaquil makes it work because it's on his back. That's how it works. Chimchar is no. I don't like it. Also, I just don't like that orange very much. Monferno, D tier. I get that baboons and monkeys get the brow. The blue is real. It's not just on there for no reason. But it is so ugly. Like, it's there for a reason. I get it. Most of these are here for a reason, though. And it doesn't stop them from being ugly and terrible. So, another middle evolution goes in D tier. Stinky. I don't like Monferno. Infernape. I didn't like Infernape, but I didn't like him because he was popular. And because he was more popular than Torterra, mostly. But I've gotten over that. I've gotten over my bias of Infernape. And I'm going to say B tier. I think there are some issues with the design. Like, it just... I don't like the way it goes from fur to skin. But also, like, so it's got fur on the middle, the white part, right here. That's fur. And this is also fur and orange. But this, I believe, is skin. I believe the tail is skin as well, and the mouth, obviously. I think the best thing about Infernape is the fire, obviously. Way better than this idiot down here. What the fuck? I mean, even Monferno knows what he's doing, and this guy sucks. Piplup, B tier, cute, but I don't think it's quite as cute as the other ones that are up there for the reason of being cute. I mean, it's not as cute as Turtwig, Torchic, or Cyndaquil, or Bulbasaur. I think it's very cute, but you know what? It needs to be down here. It needs to be humbled. Piplup gets too much love. Dawn, your Piplup in the anime, very cool and all. I love Piplup. He's still cute. I don't like his cape that much, though, I'll be honest. I don't like the cape that much. Primplup, middle evolution, Stinker, away with you. I don't even have to explain this one. His name should be Ugly Penguin, because that's what he is. And Polion. I think Empoleon gets too much hate. I think it gets too much hate. I think there are obviously problems with it. The Trident, I think, is a bit too big. I think it's a bit too over the top. And its fingers, it not having fingers, its flippers have 3 claws on it though, if you can see right there. That's weird. I think if they made the claws on the outside of here, like Vega or some shit, any character with claws, if they put them on the outside of the fins, I think it'd look better. But it wearing a suit and being a penguin and the Trident alluding to the water and the steel type, I think that's a good choice. So B tier, stop hating on my man. Snivy, D tier, too smug. I hate Snivy. I fucking hate Snivy so much. I don't know why I hate it this much, but I just hate it. It looks so smug. It looks like it thinks it's better than me, and I cannot wait to find it in Pokemon fights and just fucking destroy it. Servine, also D tier, it's too narrow. It's too narrow. This is a bad design. I don't like the feet went from being at least feet shaped to being little things that stick out of it. Its hands, little things that stick out of it. Its face has gotten smugger and smusheder. But if you look at it from a front-sitting profile, like from any of the plushes, it's so narrow. It's off-putting. And I don't like its spikes, you know. It's no Feraligatr. These are bad back spikes. Serperior doesn't look as smug. It looks regal. It looks like it knows that it has a lot of money. I think it's a B tier. I don't think it's quite A tier quality. Learning that the hands were the things folded behind the back was cursed, and I wish I never found it out. It does look like it's being peeled alive on this little large collar part. Also back here, are these ears? Are they just collar? I don't know, but it looks more acceptable than these two, so I think Serperior, it deserves to be here. Also, this is the first stage starter that's actually in the bottom tier. Most of them are just middle evolutions. Tepig, adorable. I love Tepig. B tier because it looks like it's wearing a diaper. But I love the bandit look. I didn't realize this was meant to look like a bandit until like 3 years ago. I thought those were just ears, but they are ears. But they're meant to look like, you know, when you tie something and it's knotted around the back of your head. It's a bandit. It's got the little eye covering on. I love it. Also, it's adorable. It's got a nice piggy tail. But the diaper really puts me off. B tier. Pignite. Emboar. Emboar is A tier, and I will not accept Emboar slander. It's come around recently. People have started to understand that Emboar is a deeper character than they give him credit for. But how could you hate him to begin with? I mean, use whatever argument you want. Oh, it's ugly. It's a pig. Pigs are usually quite ugly. Adult pigs anyway. Baby pigs are cute, but adult pigs, they're quite ugly. Oh, it's a firefighting type, and we've already had 2 of those the generations before. Ugh, who cares? It was firefighting type. Who cares? I don't care. It just makes your life easier for having a fighting type. You're hating it for no reason. Oh, but they're running out of ideas and they just keep making them firefighting. I don't care. I don't care if that's your reasoning. If that's your reasoning, get out of here. Emboar is awesome. It is badass, and it is probably the greatest shiny of all these starters. Oshawott. I don't think Oshawott's particularly cute. I think it's kind of cute. I like the scowl chop. I like the ears. Oh, you know what? Oshawott. You were cute in the anime, but not in my eyes. C tier for Oshawott. This is probably, I'm going to get crucified for this, but I don't like Oshawott that much. I think the freckles are a good touch. I think the nose is okay. I think the scowl chop is probably the best part. But Oshawott himself, not brilliant. Duot. That was an accident. I don't know what it is about Duot, but I fucking love Duot. A tier for Duot. I don't know if it's because it's got like it looks like it's got something tied around its waist. The whiskers become a prominent white. I like that. Its hair on the back starts going upwards into a mohawky sort of shape. The ears evolve from stupid little blue things to black, and it goes from like white and blue to black and blue, which I much prefer. And it just looks more intimidating and cool and cute at the same time. So A tier for Duot. Samurott. I think Samurott is a D tier, fellas. I think Samurott's a pretty stinker fully evolved Pokemon. I mean, it's got whiskers and it's got swords in its arms. Pretty cool. Sceptile already did that though, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I just don't like it that much. There's not much that blows me away. It's got the seashell on its head. Yeah, that's fine. It's based off a samurai. Samurai are cool, but also samurai aren't otters. It's weird. I love samurai and I love otters. And both of the otters are down here. This dude's up here, obviously. He gets to stay here. But these two are down here. I just think they're kind of stinky. And I'm going to say that's it for part 1. That's it for part 1, and then I'm going to make a part 2, and it'll be like directly after this. So yeah. Yee, bye. Thank you all for lots of subs, by the way. Thank you.